there's a problem with the talent of some ministers.
This is Sajid Javid talking about the calibre of ministers and whether they're fit for the positions they hold.
Right, some ministers, definitely I can think of ministers that are absolutely suited to the job and the right person at the right time and all that, but also the opposite is true.
Let's just quickly whiz through this interview to get to the ultimate conclusion.
A prime minister may even know he's probably not the best person to do that job, but I've got to appoint him and her to that job.
So the problem as he sees it is that a job needs to be filled, and so you've only got a selection of party MPs to fill those slots. This is apt as when you think about how Boris Johnson purged the party over Brexit beliefs and ended up with a cabinet of dregs and oddballs.
Now, there are different approaches to different countries, and just was linking it to, I think it was Ben's question, where you can bring experts in, and they are made ministers. So, as you know, we don't do that.
To me, this sounds like another way of letting corporate interests invade our system of government. Anyway, carry on.
And then you asked me about other countries. I mean, I'll give you an example. This will never happen here. It won't happen in any other country, but you can see why it works in this particular country. That's Singapore. I was having a breakfast a few weeks back with the health minister of Singapore, a friend of mine. And I've known this I used to live in Singapore. I lived there 3 years before I came into politics. And I knew this at the time, and he just reminded me that, that ministers in Singapore, their cabinet, their salaries are over $1 million.
This is where he lays down the framework of how he's going to encourage quality talent into the roles of MPs. Now,
don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should do that here, but there is something in that, if you have a Secretary of State for Health that is getting paid probably half the salary of the permanent secretary in the department and stuff, that you're expecting people to do these jobs for something other than income, and a lot of people do that in the public sector, as they should.
Yes, it's doing it for the love of doing it. It's doing it to make a difference, for the benefit of others and community. But for people like Sajid, it's all about the money.
You're not getting more sort of diverse background of people, as in different professions and things as well, wanting to join Parliament, is I think salaries is an issue. An MP salary is, I think, £88,000 at the moment. And again, it's a lot of money. It's more than double the national average. But you get what you pay for.
OK, there's too much to even unpack in that one statement, because how can you possibly explain the total shit show of super rich MPs in the Tory party? It doesn't seem to matter what wage is paid. And he even goes on to say that later. Whether it's £1 or $500,000, they would still be playing the role of an MP in order to corrupt the institution of Parliament for themselves and their donors. But that's not the point I want to get to. Carry on.
You get what you pay for. If people want to see GPs or nurses
you up with using nurses as an example.
Senior nurses or head teachers or an accountant, give up their job to want to come into Parliament. They have to going to take a massive fall in their lifestyle to do it, and a lot of people are not willing to do that.
Oh, boo-hoo!
So, you attend there to get in Parliament, therefore, either really rich people that don't need money, and therefore they don't care if their salary is $88,000 or $28,000, or you will get people that were earning sort of $30,000, $80,000 is a big jump, but they might not come with the skills that Parliament needs.
So what can we do?
So if I had my way, I would halve the number of MPs and double the salaries. Right? It wouldn't cost the taxpayer a penny, and you'd get a much higher quality of Parliament and ministers.
What a idiot. What a stupid thing to say. OK, how about this then? We don't just halve the amount of MPs, we quarter them and give them 4 times the amount. Or how about this? We cut it to an 1/8, with 8 times the amount. Better still, to get the best talent, we could just have one person run the show and they get all of the money. Something like Elon Musk and Twitter. That's going well, isn't it? Idiot.
Click here for 12-year-old Jacob Rees-Mogg saying he loves Mum.